Hey everybody, Logan here, and yeah, I didn't know how I was going to address this because I actually really liked this series until whatever the last one was. What was it? 4? Get out of hell. Which one was the last one? Saints Row 5? I don't know, but I did buy the last one I owned. That I currently own is Saints Row 4, and I picked it up on the Switch. My favorite was Saints Row 2. And, wow, I'm just looking at my hair. It's really fuzzy looking today, isn't it? Okay, sorry. But, yeah, that's probably the most impressive thing about this video. Because Saints Row is not. This reboot is terrible. I mean, I've seen all these videos and I didn't know. I was like, I didn't really watch much of it when I was watching Gamescom. I just kind of skipped past it because I saw the characters and I went, okay, that ain't Saints Row, and I just went by. And then I noticed there's a ton of creators out there just talking about it, and I was like, all right, before I dive into it, let me sit back and watch this trailer. Oh my god. What a cluster. See, I had to edit myself there because this was disaster. What are these people? I mean, they're kids, literally kids, hipster kids on their cell phones, taking out this gang of an actual gang, these guys and gals and whatever, just a bunch of people in orange look like they're going to rip your faces off, and somehow they sneak behind because a guy wearing a electronic cat helmet, and then they just sneak into the car right behind him, and everybody's like, "Duh." And then they go on this awful chase, which I'm like, really, and then it's all just nonsense, and the head, and that's what stops the car. Really, these kids, they're not even gangsters. They look like they should be at a Starbucks complaining about, nonsense, because that's what hipsters do. I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting old, but for these companies to try to make games to appeal to a modern audience, because that's what they said. That's what the developer said, that Saints Row will not have any of that risque humor that we've grown fond of with this series. None of that's going to be in it. I'm sorry, it was hilarious when you could take phallic objects and beat people over the head with it. It was funny. They literally took what GTA did and ran the other direction. Now they're running in the opposite direction. Not to where GTA is, to the complete other end. They're like, we're gonna go lame. Oh. And then the very end, you had this random half-shaved head chick go head-to-head with the dude, with the massive beefy dude with that cannon. It looks like he can handle that cannon. And this little stick figure girl going, I got it too. And then I'm like, what? And her rockets are faster than his. His didn't even... whoever designed this needs to be fired. But maybe I should say the title of this video should be How to Ruin a Franchise in 3 Minutes. How to alienate your audience in 3 minutes? How to screw everything up in 3 minutes. Oh my god. For those of you who watched it, I'm sure you've seen it. I'm not going to show you the whole thing here, of course. But... and tell me, I know plenty of people who've been playing the Saints Row franchise, especially if they were GTA fans. Not mainly because of Saints Row 1, because of Saints Row 2. I'm interrupting right now. During editing, I was looking for a specific quote, basically what a developer said, and I stumbled upon something else, a little more information that I think, before we go any further and I talk about Saints Row 2, I'm going to interject right here, and I'm going to read you something. So, the quote, I actually got it from Engadget. I don't know why I didn't see this before, but yeah, let me read it to you. Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for this. That's all I got to say. The developers say that Saints Row's focus is, at least early in the game, going to focus on the material concerns of its young crew. There's more. These disaffected millennials turn to crime to, for instance, put food on their table, feel part of a community, and pay off their student loans. But wait, there's more. Chief Creative Officer Jim Boone, if you can call him creative for coming up with that nonsense, says that it's broadly a contemporary millennial power fantasy. It's only that later the game's focus switches to sort of empire building that in the previous series eventually saw your character becoming president. Nobody wants this. No gamer wants that nonsense. They don't care. They don't want your politics. They don't want your garbage. They don't want your Nobody wants this. This is a joke. This is a joke. This is going to be the downfall of gaming. Oh, yeah. Needless to say, that just made me... And I had to share that with you guys. So, on to me talking about Saints Row 2. I picked up Saints Row 2 when it had the collector's edition on the Xbox 360, and it had that, I think it was a USB bullet or something like that, and it was just... That game was great. Me and my friends, I had a guy who was... He had I couldn't remember if it was a Scottish or an Irish accent, but he'd do, he would dance a jig. He had a mohawk, and he'd flip you off at the end. And it was... And then one of his taunts was the, you guys know what that is. And all that, which made it hilarious and enjoyable and an actual alternative to Grand Theft Auto, a viable alternative, is now gone. So apparently, developer says they're making the game, they're getting rid of that adult humor, like I said, and they're addressing it more towards modern audiences. What does that mean? Modern audiences inside of a Starbucks? Because those of us who play video games, that's not what we're looking for. That's definitely not. That's why we played the older Saints Row. That's why we still play GTA online. And, you know, and GTA has even embraced some of that humor. More of that humor. They did originally in like GTA 3 and Vice City and San Andreas. You got that tongue-in-cheek humor and then those references. And now you see it all throughout the world in GTA 5 and GTA 5 and online. I'm sure we're going to see it in... I'm not even going to say we're sure we're going to see it in 6 because... Yeah, the whole nonsense about the removing certain aspects of the Grand Theft Auto trilogy when it comes out remastered, 3 Vice City and San Andreas, because it doesn't sit well with today's audience. I'm like, who is today's audience? Who are you pandering to? Do these developers think that gamers who've been playing these games since they came out can no longer handle funny? Can no longer handle over the top? We get offended? I don't think so. We wouldn't be playing Saints Row if that was the case. That's why there's such a backlash. It comes out in February. I ain't bothering with it. I'm not gonna get it. When I heard there was gonna be a new one, I was like, okay, it's been pretty cool. I want to see what it's like on Xbox Series X or PS5 and see just how the game would play out. And next-gen visuals, next-gen over-the-top craziness. What are they going to do in terms of all this crazy stuff that we've grown to know and love from Saints Row and take the power of the new consoles and just go over the top with particle effects and lighting and all kinds of crazy stuff just to make this... yeah, but no. Nope. You know what we're getting? Hipster gangsters, which are frail, tiny children on their cell phones, and that's how you beat gangsters, with these big-ass dudes and tatted up chicks and people who are like just gonna just tear your face off with guns and stuff. No, that's not. No, those aren't gangsters apparently these days. The orange guys aren't the team that you want to fight. And what happened to all the characters? What happened to all the characters in Saints Row? Oh, they just got rid of them all. Apparently, there's still going to be a creative character, but no matter what, your crew in this game are still those hipster children. Yeah. Stick with Saints Row 2. If you can find it, I'm pretty sure they're still on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, or the Switch for what you can get. You can't get anything older, I think, than Saints Row 3 on the Switch, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, if anything, find yourself a physical copy of Saints Row 1, 2, or 3, especially 2. 2, definitely 2. For Xbox 360 or PS3. That's definitely the best place to play. And if it's still on PC, I don't know. You might want to check Steam or whatnot. You might be able to get it there. But honestly, Saints Row's dead. This series is dead. Unless they listen and they take this massive consideration of fan backlash. Massive fan backlash into consideration. Sorry about that. Yeah, but with a release date of February, I highly doubt it. Changing character models, maybe. Story, I think they're way too deep into this game in order to have it come out in February, and then, yeah, I think this is done. Yep, so that's one more series out the window. Oh well, is what it is. Tell me what you guys think. Have you seen other videos? Have you watched other creators and their opinions? What are your opinions? What do you think of Saints Row? I think it's crap now. Well, we still have everything that's come before it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. Make sure you head on over to redbandanagaming.com. Follow us on our socials at Red Bandana Gaming on Instagram and Facebook, at RBG_retro on Twitter. Like we always say, be legendary. Not like Saints Row. Thanks again.